Hi friends, thanks for joining me. Today I am creating a layout for Bramble Fox and I have got the Ocean Waves title, which is new in the shop for April. I kind of went a bit nuts with some kind of sea-based things. Once I got started I couldn't stop, so I absolutely love how they've all turned out. So I am using 49th Market Beached collection. I say the collection, I've got the 6x8 pad, which also includes some laser cut pieces in the back, which are really sweet. And the first thing I'm going to do is put down some kind of sea kind of colour, and as you saw there I am using a shimmers. I think it's called Winter Mist, and it's really sparkly in real life. So I've watered that down. As you saw there, I've just used a big round brush just to create some kind of stripes across there. I'm just going back now with my round brush again, just to add a little bit of texture and some depth in some areas. I kind of was thinking, I might go mad and use 2 or 3 colours, and then I chickened out, so I only used the one. Although I've got quite a few blues in my collection. It's my favourite colour, blue. And I'm also using the same shimmers then, just to dye some bandage, which I've cut off and kind of just roughed up a little bit. So I've got the 6x8 paper pad, and I don't have any 12x12, so I literally had to all I've got to work with really. But I kind of wanted a central piece of kind of textured papers, as you can see there, and I am very frugal with my favourite papers, so I think there was a piece there that was cut off at an angle from another project, and I'm just tucking that at the back as a layering piece. So I've let my background dry, and you'll see me, I'm going to be putting things back on and back off again as I do. So although it takes me ages, it kind of doesn't change from the first time I laid things down, but I just faff a lot. So I'm just going to add some texture to the background now with some stamps. That's an All and Create stamp. And I've just used some Distress Oxide, which I've stamped off onto some cardstock before stamping onto my background. And it just gives a little bit of texture and interest. And that lovely die cut piece there then was from the 6x8 paper pad. And I think I prefer the 6x8 to the 12x12 because all the pieces are scaled much smaller. I do find sometimes that manufacturers just leave things too big for a layout, because once you've put a couple of die cuts on, that's it, you know, you've got no room for anything else. So I do like the smaller sizes because I think they actually work better on a big layout. I fussy cut that, what are they called? That sort of wooden pilings type thing. I fussy cut that from one of the papers, and I'm just going to build up that bottom left hand corner with a little bit more bandage that I've got left over. And I'm just going to layer up some pieces. So part of this month's collection includes these starfish, which are a lovely teal colour with lovely etched elements. And I'm just going to layer that up with some of the die cuts from the collection. So I found some flip-flops. And yes, I did it all in the wrong order. So really, I should have done these first before putting on the perspective. But because I'm using some glue that has a kind of a long open time, I am able to move it whilst I'm just messing about. There's loads and loads of pieces in the die cut pack. I think there's 2 of everything as well, which is like really handy. But I don't end up using too much of it. I think that's always been my problem with scrapbooking, is I really like something, I can't use it. Oh, I thought I'd get over it, but maybe not. So off camera I did ink the edges of those papers just to give it a little bit more depth and interest. And earlier on I also used my thumbnail just to curl it and distress the edges of the papers too. So I'm just going to lay that bandage across the middle there. It is kind of more or less dry now, so I'm just going to use some glue to put that into place. Just going to glue my title into place. So Ocean Waves is in a lovely frost blue, and the O has got, it's designed to look, I guess it was like a fish bowl, but it was supposed to be the sea and a couple of little fishes and a couple of little, bubbles. So it was really, really cute. And hopefully you'll see that at the end. But I really love how that design turned out. When you get a burst of inspiration, you think, yeah, that's exactly what I want. Yeah, I'm just layering up some pieces there, which I've also inked, just to add a little bit more colour. I think some of the die cut pieces I had were kind of very plain, so I just trying to go for that kind of layered look using some random pieces. I love these kind of beachy layouts that you can add that texture in, and it really lends itself to lots of texture, a little splash of colour. I really enjoyed this collection. I think I've had it, I think I must have had it last year, and I think this is only my first layout using the collection. But I've got some of the other 49th and Market collections. I think the Vintage Artistry Anywhere, which is what this ribbon's from, and I've used that quite a lot. So, and they're kind of similar. So I'm just going to add that ribbon to the background just for a bit more texture. And the little tiny paint spatters on those ribbons are so realistic. I actually do spatter some teal paint on later, and you cannot tell which one's the real one and which one was a ribbon. So the hats off to them. I'm just going to add a little bit more texture on the left here, and I found this ticket. I love the way Katie Pertier, the way she's so accomplished in creating vintage things and things that's slightly distressed. Absolutely incredible. And it just really makes it easy if you're not a big, massive mixed media expert, and I'm definitely not. So it really makes things a lot easier for me. So that is more or less how it's going to look, and I'm just going to embellish with some bits and pieces, which is always the best bit, isn't it, of a layout. So I think I've got one of the frames from the same collection, or at least from 49 Market. So I'm just going to layer some of those up. And I hadn't got them ready at the time, so I was doing a bit of laser cutting today. And I will be adding on another starfish and a lighthouse, and that's from a set called Set Sail. But you can see that's on the left hand side there, and it looks super cute. So that about more or less rounds everything up. I hope you can see the little fishes there on the ocean waves. It was very cute. There's a little photo corner there from the April Fox box. Another starfish and one of the birds that were new to the shop last month. So lots of opportunity to tuck in little bits and pieces. Yeah, I just love it how it all turned out. Very summery. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you on the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.